Sweet potato power, health, metaphysics, and a hoodoo formula for prosperity and courage. Right here in front of me is one of the strongest prosperity plants God ever put in the ground, the sweet potato. This plant is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is not flashy, but it is powerful, ancestral, nutritious, and metaphysically loaded. Let me break down the health benefits, the spiritual meaning, and the hoodoo formula connected to this plant. And then I'm going to show you the vine water I keep in this cup. Health benefits. A survival food with ancestral power. Sweet potato is one of the healthiest root crops on earth. It gives you complex carbohydrates for long energy, beta carotene for eye health, fiber for digestion, potassium for heart strength, vitamin C for immunity, antioxidants for cellular protection. This is not a weak plant. This is a survivor plant. Our ancestors depended on sweet potatoes because they grow in poor soil. They store for months. They feed families. They multiply underground. They return more calories than you put in. Sweet potato is land-based abundance. It is covenant economics in plant form. Metaphysical benefits, prosperity, endurance, and generational blessing. Sweet potato carries metaphysical meaning based on how it grows. Underground multiplication, hidden prosperity. Sweet potatoes multiply out of sight. They teach. Your blessing grows underground before it appears above ground. Prosperity begins in secret. Breakthrough begins in silence. Increase begins in the unseen. Spreading vines, expansion, and opportunity. The vines stretch outward, claiming space. They teach, expand, reach, grow. Don't stay small. Sweet potato vine is an expansion plant. Survival strength, endurance, and stability. Sweet potatoes survive heat, drought, poor soil, neglect. They teach you can thrive even when conditions aren't perfect. Ancestral memory, generational blessing. Sweet potatoes fed enslaved ancestors, sharecroppers, rural families, Southern communities. This plant carries ancestral survival energy. It symbolizes generational blessing, generational endurance, generational prosperity. Hoodoo uses prosperity, courage, and forward movement. Sweet potato is a prosperity root in hoodoo. Not for gambling, not for luck, for steady, stable, generational prosperity. Root workers use sweet potato for money that grows slowly and surely, courage to move forward, strength to endure hard seasons, household blessing, family stability. The vine itself was used for forward movement, expansion, opening roads, calling opportunity, because the vine never stopped reaching. The hoodoo formula, sweet potato vine water. This right here is sweet potato vine water, a traditional hoodoo formula for prosperity and forward movement. Let me explain how it works. The vine and water drawing and pulling energy. When the vine sits in water, it draws, it pulls, it attracts, it calls. The water becomes a symbolic pulling agent. It represents pulling money, pulling opportunity, pulling courage, pulling movement. Pouring it at the front door, opening the way. When you pour the vine water at your front door, you are symbolically saying, let prosperity enter, let opportunity enter, let courage enter. The front door is the mouth of the house. It is the entry point of blessing. Touching it to your money, activating prosperity. When you touch the vine water to your green money, you are symbolically saying, let my money expand like this vine. Let my finances multiply like this root. This is not superstition. This is symbolic prayer. This is ancestral wisdom. This is land-based metaphysics. A living parable of covenant economics. Sweet potato teaches prosperity, endurance, multiplication, expansion, generational blessing, forward movement. It is a plant that says, grow underground, expand outward, multiply quietly, prosper steadily, move forward boldly. It is a plant that mirrors your life. You grow in secret, You expand in silence. You multiply underground. You prosper in due season. Sweet potato is a teacher. The final word. Sweet potato is not just food. It is prosperity, endurance, expansion, and generational blessing. And the vine water is a hoodoo formula that symbolizes pulling courage, pulling opportunity, and pulling prosperity into your life. This plant is land-based abundance and a covenant reminder that your blessing grows underground before the world ever sees it.